All right, hey there guys, Sam from TradeDevils-indicators.com and TradeDevils.com. Today I'm happy to introduce our latest indicator to the suite of tools for Ninjatrader 8. This is the Trade Devils Bar Replay Strategy Tester. Now let me let's go over what's on the screen and then we'll dig into the parameters of this. It's a relatively simple indicator, so this if I can avoid digressing into trade talk here, my goal here is just to demonstrate the indicator. So let's see if I can stay on track. I'm prone to digressing. Okay, so all we're doing here, so if let's see, here's an easy way to kind of demonstrate it, right? So all we're doing is just blocking all of the data to the right. Right, so that's why we start on the left edge of a 24-hour period here, assuming you're on ETH. We're just going to work through the overnight here. Now here's the open at 9:30. So let me just go over what's on the chart here, and then we'll come right back to this. We'll look at a few of the parameters here. So hang on one second. I'm going to open this up. Okay, so on the chart here, I have our toolbar, which I always do. There's no chart I don't have that on because I use it every day, all throughout the course of the day. Our initial balance indicator here, the auto fibs, market structure, the trade panel here, but that won't be relevant to this. I've got a McGinley on here, a 21 period McGinley. I've got a volume profile. Actually, I'm going to take that off here because that might get in our way. Then I've got the TDU trend lines, the price action indicator, and then the new one, the bar replay indicator. Now let's look at the parameters in the bar replay indicator. Now I've got lots of choices of what I want it to show on the chart. So I can show if there's a trade with entry and exit, I can show the background, right? Winner or loser. I can show target P&L in ticks, dollars, number of contracts, risk reward, stop in ticks or dollars, and then the offset of where the results will be over here. You can move that around if you like. Where the order panel is going to be, now that's again specific to the bar replay. You'll note here there's one toolbar down below and one at the top. That's because since I have the PATS in the price action indicator here, since I have that, the default for the PATS indicator is going to put the toolbar at the bottom. Well, if they both default to the bottom, you end up with both of these toolbars on top of each other. So you got to move one or the other to the other. So I've just moved the price action indicator to the top and left the bar replay at the bottom. So that's why you see that. But if you didn't do it, they'll be stacked on each other and you'll be frustrated. So just a quick note so that you don't bump into that. Now here again, I'm back to the bar replay. Okay. Now you can tick all of these on, but I find if you're using this for practice or strategy testing, it gets a bit crowded. I really don't need to see all of that. It's my preference. I don't need to see all of that because it's going to keep track of it in the statistics over here. But we give you that option if you wanted it. Now the docking panel, right here we're saying, bottom, left or right. You can set for testing purposes whatever you like here. I'm just defaulting. I'm using a 13 tick stop, a 32 tick target. Pretty average range here for a futures round turn, and then the fast forward. Now this is, if we look down here, we've got a fast forward key that you can set that to 10, 20, 50, whatever you would like to do with regards to moving through the day. 10 is a reasonable start for default. A couple of clicks and you've moved far enough. We find, but change it to whatever you'd like. Text color here, the chart background. Now I would suggest that you match the background of what we're blocking here with the chart background, just to make it less obvious, right? Maybe easier on the eye. I don't think there's anything else. The rest is just color choices here, which is, it's entirely up to you, whatever you'd like to do there. So let me hit OK here. Now what it's doing here is we're going back to 24-hour, to the start of a 24-hour period. So I'm going to use the fast forward feature here just to kick 10 bars at a time, and I'm looking for the open. Okay, so here's 9:30, which I know because we note the open, and then that's the edge of the initial balance indicator, right? So here we are 9:30. So let's go. Rarely, I would be unlikely to be trading within the first 15 minutes, but some do, right? So certainly, if you wanted to look at this now and say, okay, do I want to be a buyer here? I'm at a fair value gap. I've got some structure here. Do I want to be a buyer here? Well, note you're below the EMA and you've got a fair value gap above. So there's a little bit of a squeeze here. Do you have an edge? Well, here's your first lower high, lower low, maybe, right? So let's just to demonstrate, let's go ahead and sell one. So there's a 13 tick stop, 32 tick target. Right, so here now I've entered, and the only thing we see is that right now I'm down my commission. So here we'll just go, we can go one bar at a time. Oh, stopped out, right? Boom. So 166 already stopped out. So let's go another bar. Oh, okay. Well, so here I don't technically have a second entry here, but I have the first swing up. Perhaps I'll get another one. Now, would you want to sell? Oh, again, the idea here is, have at it, right? Whatever you think, right? So you're down. So there's 2 in a row, right? With 13 tick stop, we're down 332. Well, let's just kind of keep going here. Oh, there's a second entry at a golden zone. I definitely would be interested. Let's take a 2 lot there and sell that, right? So 2. We can go one at a time. All right, so we get here. Now this is a volume profile, right? So in the market structure here, I know that the swing here, where I'm on the edge of the volume profile of that swing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got a nice, so this looks like there's the target to that measured move here. Here I am digressing into trading talk. All right, so here, so do you see the perfect measured move, right? So here, this is about as common as they, oh, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's this one. So about as common as they get, right? There it is. Right, all day, every day. It's all the market does. Okay, so right now, so you look here, it's not even 10 o'clock, 4:59. For a lot of people, you're done for the day. Right, 500 is a reasonable target, but let's keep going here just to demo the software. It's not so much about what's on what tools you're using or indicators you're using, but I do need to make this distinction. You'll note here there are no lower panels. We can't block the entire everything. We can only block what's in panel number 1, the chart panel. So particularly effective for things like I have here. So like for price action traders that want to work on their price action skills based on what they're seeing with the price action trader, would be very good for a footprint chart. Or if you did, perhaps a moving average crossover, or some of our bands, where again, anything that's on panel number 1 can be tested with this replay tool. And again, it's so much better. Good God, man, the replay in Ninja. Much as I love Ninja, that would not be the strength of that platform. So let's just say we wanted to go back and just kind of review here. See how easily we can go back and say, oh, here we are. Okay, well, now I see a second entry short is setting up, but of course you would want to be looking to catch the low of the bar. So there's your signal bar, and then we do it again, right? So there's the test, and I can't remember if that's the one that hits, right? So that one gets its target, leaves behind here. So again, that's volume profile. That's the edge of the volume profile high as we head down, and we know the result here. We get to target, and I think we get a little pump up, and it keeps going. Now, do you want to take that trade? Well, certainly the trade is down. Again, the point is not so much about trying to teach you what to take here as demonstrating what this indicator will do for you. Well, okay, so far we're at 1251. We haven't done a whole lot, but okay, all right. So that's hindsight trading, right? But the idea is to try and give yourself the benefit of. Well, you could go back a day. You're not going to remember every swing, right? So the idea is to be testing yourself. Okay, what do you want to do here, right? Do you want to buy this? Well, we've just hit the lower edge, right? So if we take, let's do it this way. So if I would look at this swing, right? So if you watch the latest version of the market structure indicator, you know that what's left down here is the edge of the volume profile of that swing. So as I come and hit this, is that enough? Do I want to take that? Well, I would say perhaps not. I mean, pretty established downtrend. Yeah, again, it's not so much about a lesson in trading as it is, okay, well, now let's go back once, right? So here's a good example, right? So there's a second entry short, trend is down. Oh, let's see, I can probably do it this way here. Just get a trend line on that. So this would be a reasonable short. Let's see if we can get one to go there. All right, so there you see, of course, this is totally customizable by what you set in the parameters of the indicator. Right, so if that's not suitable to what you trade, if that's too big, too small, whatever it is, right, you can change the number of contracts. The idea here is to give you tools to practice. Right, where I'm gonna bet you're not gonna remember what the next swing is, because I don't, right? And I've been trading all morning, right? So okay, well, we just tagged the IB, but it's not 10:30. Okay, so are we in this trade? How are we doing? We're doing all right. Let's see where it goes. All right, maybe we get stopped out here. Looks like we might. Yeah. Okay, so we're stopped out there. So now we look. Oh, we're down to 918, but there's another second entry short. Okay, you taking that? Well, I mean, that's the point, right? So the idea here is you can look at that and say, is that a trade that I would want to take? I might want another bar to see where we're headed. Well, now what's happened, right? So I see a trap here. So I've got a failed second entry short, and I've got a trap at the top. Right, so a good thing, right? A lot of people are unsure, okay, what's going on with a trap, right? It's just a failed second entry, right? So it gives you a heads up that you may want to go the other direction. So let's buy it. Let's just see what we get there. Maybe we do. Oh, all right. Well, so we got stopped out, but Right, ended up with a pretty good move there. Now we're going back up into another golden zone and another, let's go another bar. We come right up to this golden zone. Again, we're in that volume profile supply zone. So again, if you're familiar with the latest version of the market structure, well, that range here, we've drawn a volume profile here. Now I have the profile hidden, but I have the value area high and low wicked off here. So I know if I come into that and I'm at a golden zone, hey, well, you know, I'd want to pay attention to that. So I might go another bar. Okay, it's not a second entry yet, but I'm at a golden zone and I'm in an area, a potential area of supply. Do we want it? Well, let's go ahead and take. Well, let's take one there, or take a 2 lot. Now maybe that's a little bit much here. Oh, let's move it back a little bit. Again, you know, do that deliberately, not randomly. Is that enough? Okay, all right. So we're back to 1,300. Now, if it's me, if I hit $1,000, I'm done for the day, right? Why risk any more? But you know, shit, maybe your target is 20 grand. Maybe it's 500. Maybe you're trading micros. Your target's 100. Well, can you do it? Right. That's the whole point here. Test yourself. I don't remember. I've been trading all day. I don't remember what the next swing is. So you can do it in real time on the day, and it's a great tool to do. Oh, maybe if you knew that it was a big up day, right? So on that current day, you may not do that one, but you go back a day, you won't remember the swings. Let me give you another example of where it could be good here. Let's get this up, right? So if you're a footprint trader, right, and you're trying to work through, okay, let me get clear on. Okay, what am I seeing here? Well, again, let's just go forward a little bit. Let's remember this is set to 10. Now, note here the difference here. I'm on a 1 minute chart here. Right, so when we do 10 bars here, it's going to move pretty fast. So let's see where I am. Oh God, I think I'm on the wrong date. Well, it's all right. You get the idea. So here's a pretty good looking swing structure here. So we get huge stacked imbalance here. We retrace coming back into it. Okay, do we want to take that? Well, you know, we can sell one. See what we get here. Oh, this one has slightly different risk reward parameters here. Why don't we just go, see what we get. All right, so here, now note here on this one, in the replay, we have some of these turned on. So you can see, all right, what was the stop and ticks, what was the target. So if you want to see all those, but you'll note here, see, it gets kind of crowded. So I choose to turn those off when I'm practicing with this, because I start to lose. Okay, wait a minute, is that a stacked imbalance, or is that the P&L on that trade? It just gets a little crowded in there. So my suggestion, right, but it's, you know, personal preference, I turn all these off. I don't want to see those. Right, it's gonna keep track of things for me over here. Now we can go 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar. What are you gonna get us? Right now, so here's a similar kind of thing. Okay, do you stick around all the way to take the full hit on the stop? Do you move your stop? Do you dollar cost average? What are you doing? Right, that's the thought, right? So that's the thought process we as traders have to go through. So to be able to put this over on the hard right edge here and get yourself some practice time, and you might say, well, wait a minute. Well, okay, I got to go back here. So let's go back to the beginning, and let's cancel that. Oh, I guess I can't here. So we'll close that. Okay. So well, now what I would do is hit F5 here and refresh the chart, so it'll bring it back up, so I have no clues about anything that's happening. So by doing that, all it's going to do is reload all the indicators. It's going to take me right back to the start of the day. And if I want to go say, okay, I only want to, you know, focus on what happened in the afternoon, well, I'm just going to hit the fast forward button until I get to the afternoon. I mean, it happens pretty quickly. Now this is going through the process of loading up the footprint chart, so that could take a minute here. So let me pause here, and when that comes back up, I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Now it's loaded here. So again, I can, you know, do I want to do one bar at a time? Maybe I want a couple of bars. I want to get a little further into the day so I can see what's happening here. Now, is there a trade there? Well, I don't know that there would be. Let's refresh here a little bit, and we can just keep going. Oh, right, so you can move it pretty fast there, right? So I hit it 3 times, so it's going to do 10 bars every time. Okay, is there something here that I can look at? All right, do we want to take that? Oh shit! I think let's try one here. Maybe that's a little bit much. Okay, all right. Oh, that one stopped out. Okay, let's say we want to buy it here, which I do not recommend doing that, but let's just for demonstration purposes. Let's see if maybe we get one up there. Oh, and well, so let's close that. So let's close it. Okay, so here we end up flat on the day, right? So, but you would, my estimate is you wouldn't use a footprint in isolation. It would be in the context. Perhaps you're looking at a bar chart or your order book or something in addition, and just looking for this for additional insight into entry at pivots, or particularly here noting where we see stacked imbalances. So we see aggression, or could be a delta that you're looking at. Those are just a lot of different ways to use it. So, I mean, the other, and my partner has a video on our website here. Let me take you over there. So if you come over here to the newest indicators, the bar replay indicator, well, he's shown you a couple of examples using it on something like a TMA band here. This is another new indicator. And he goes through a number of examples here of how you can use that, as well as a moving average crossover, right? Something like this would be something you could test as long as it's in that main panel. You test away. Right, pretty cool. But the thing that's really so nice is how quickly you can move backwards and forward. It's like, okay, let's try that again. Okay, without now, because it's going to leave all of this from the trades, because it's showing those trades. What I would do here is hit F5 and have it start over again. All right, now here, let me pause while that's okay. So we're back to the edge here now. A couple of clicks and. There we go, right to the open. There we go. Okay, so we're to little past 10 o'clock, right? So same idea here. You can do it 1 bar at a time. You can do 10 bars at a time. Okay, what are you doing there? All right, so let's, just for fun, let's sell one. All right, winner. Right. Oh, pardon me, that got stopped. All right, so now we're at the IB low. That's the true IB low here. Let's sell one there. I think we keep rolling there. All right, so getting the algo target, I guess you're getting the idea. All right, it's going to keep track of your tally up here. Right, commissions are included here. It's your prerogative as you want to do that. But then again, you can just hit these. Just hitting the space bar will take you. Right, you want to do that? Okay. All right. Do you want to sell that? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Do we want to buy that? Right. So easy, right? But what I'm doing there is not how you want to do this. You really want to be. I'm just demonstrating how quick and easy it is. So let's say you come back here and say, okay, what do I have the conditions here? This is all lower lows and lower highs. Okay. Do I have the candidate here for a higher low? Not yet. No. Candidate, right? So this becomes a candidate for a higher low. Do you want to buy that? Well, you don't have a lot of room here. You got fair value gaps here, but let's say you're going to do some testing. You're going to experiment. Okay, do I want that? Well, that's pretty good move there. But you're running right into the fair value gap here, right into the IB high, right? Does it have another couple of ticks in it? I'd be concerned there, right? Right. That's natural resistance, right? So I've said this 1,000 times, right? It's on every video. Some people are annoyed by it, but I will just continue to remind you, the IB levels are the 2 most important levels on the board in addition to VWAP. Right? Algos use them. It's the key for what kind of day we have. If you don't have the IB on your chart, draw them yourself. Use somebody else's indicator. But if you're a day trader, you've got to know where those are all day long. Got to know, right? I don't say that just to. I'm not trying to pimp you to buy ours. I'm just telling you, as one trader to another, you have to know where those are right now. Also, note here as we're going through the day, you're seeing all the measured moves being marked here. So now I'll take them off. Right. So you see a couple of pretty good measured moves here. Right. So here's the first one. We swing, retrace. Right. Here's the target. Right. Swing. Here we're in between 50 and the golden zone at that volume profile. Again, I mean, here I am digressing into trade talk, but there's the target right there. I mean, that is the dominant algo in the market. Right. Love it or hate it. I'm not making the news. I'm just reporting it. Right. So right here, do you want that trade? Let's see what happens with that. Stop. Right now, note here it's leaving the results here. So in replay, yeah, well, those are all off. So pardon, I see what it's doing. It's the trap. Okay, so let's go another here. Okay, so let's buy one here. Is that enough? Right now, note you'd be buying as it goes right into the IB again, right into that fair value gap, and right into the structure here. Let's see if it's got legs. Yeah, it does. Right, where does it run into? The next golden zone. So do we want to sell that? Well, look what just happened here. I got my first higher low that led to a higher high. Do we want to sell that? Well, this is the conundrum, right? All traders we have to face, right? Is this just part of that? Or is this the start of a potential trend change? Well, now here's 11:41, right? Europe is closing. Often, if we're going to get a trend change, this is very commonly where it begins. All right, let's go a little further, right? Do we have any legs? Oh, well, we're back down again, right? Well, so what did it run into? All right, this is what happens all day, every day, right? There's the sell side measured move algo. Right, you had a cluster here, right? So when you see these, this is here now. I'm completely digressing away from the indicator, right? That's the Lincoln trade, right? So the thing sticks, right? That's the top hat trade. When you see that, that's a heads up, right? That's a lot of confluence here to suggest this is a lot of algo horsepower here that's going to try and push that down. Now there's a break of structure, so you might look at that and say, okay, well, is that a break of structure? Oh, wait a minute, I don't have a close yet. I don't have a close below. Now let's see if we get a close on that. Now I do. So we have a clear break of structure here, so it's advantage bears, right? So the next retrace coming back up would be an area of interest. So if you're testing a little bit, you might say, again, I don't know if this is the actual pivot, but if we, because I can't remember, right? Again, you won't remember either, right? So if we do this, something like this, well, heads up, right? And be looking for that. Okay, it's a relatively simple indicator, right? So let me bring you back up over here and show you a couple of things, right? So just quickly over here, I'd encourage you to watch his video as well. He gives you a couple other examples. So right now we're offering this at $2.99. For the next 10 days, we're going to offer a 25% discount. So effectively, if you were leasing it, we'd take a month off of that. So we're going to give you a 25% discount. Now, you do still have the option to lease, right? Make sure you like it, but you can't use the discount on the lease. All right, that's the trade-off there. So if you're going to spread it out over 5 payments, fair enough, right? So that's your prerogative, and of course you can cancel that subscription at any time if you don't want to keep it. That's the whole point of the lease program. But if you just wanted to purchase it because you saw the benefit of what I was just trying to show you, well, okay, so you could do a one-time purchase, take 25% off, or you could do the lease payment. All right, so that'll run for the next 10 days, and I'll have note of that in, well, you will have seen that in a little email, perhaps that's how you got here to this video. Okay, guys, there you go. I hope you find that useful. It's a great tool to practice, and so much faster than what you're used to if you've dabbled with the Ninja replay. Oof. Okay, there you go. All right, guys, have a good one. Good luck, and we'll see you on the next one.